Your live interactive Weather Authority coverage will begin shortly. Your live Weather Authority coverage starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a great Sunday. The football game's on. It's raining outside, and that rain actually will continue throughout this evening into tomorrow, as we are tracking a wet and windy storm ahead that will bring some heavy rainfall to southern Maine, and then some gusty winds to mid-coast and down east Maine. So let's jump right into it. Let's track this storm. Let me pull the graphics in. It's a live look at our satellite and radar right now, where we are tracking that rain. It's quite literally raining everywhere in Maine. And most of New England. We have a couple of snow showers building along the backside of this front. So let's move on forward to local temperatures in our state right now. We're currently in the upper 30s and low 40s, 38 in Lewiston, 44 in Portland. A little bit warmer down the road to our east, 54 in Wiscasset, 52 over in Rockland. So let me move on forward. We have a couple of watches and warnings going on right now. Actually, not a couple, several. We are under a flood watch that is now in effect beginning now into Monday afternoon. We are looking at a high wind warning for down east Maine. Primarily, the greatest concern for southern and western Maine will be heavy rainfall. We are under a moderate risk for some flash flooding. Let me move on forward to that. The yellow meaning scattered flash floods. For most of the coast, a little bit more isolated to down east Maine. Numerous flash floods for southern New England and New Hampshire, or Massachusetts, Rhode Island and Connecticut. So before we jump right in for the rest of today and tomorrow, a couple of headlines. We do have some heavy rainfall that will continue and start later on Sunday night, so tonight, and last throughout most of Monday into at least early afternoon. The rain will bring some moderate flash flood risk, as well as some localized and urban river flooding as well. I know that there is the Kennebunk River is set to reach flood stage. I have it written down right here tomorrow afternoon. So wind, this is actually quite a little more dialed back from last night when I did this digital studio. The new models were suggesting wind become less of a threat for southern Maine. We'll see gusts potentially up to 45 miles per hour, but the gusts we are seeing up to 70 even. That's more so mid-coast and down east Maine. So the threat has gone away a little bit, become more limited for southern Maine moving on forward. So let me pull up the next graphic, tracking out the next couple of hours. Moving on forward. So this will be going on timing-wise overnight tonight into early afternoon on Monday. Here's the graphic right here. So these are a couple of threats we're looking at. Flooding very high. I think that'll be the trend for southern Maine. We are looking at some a lot of number inches for rain. 2 to 4 inches is what I meant to say. We are in a weather warning for tomorrow morning. Yesterday, I had it as wind, but we are shifting for at least the coast to more flooding and wind. On the interior, it'll stay just flooding. So wind and outages also a possibility. Some power outages for mid-coast and down east Maine. Now, snow, we are seeing some snow. Some folks up in the western Maine mountains, even up near the ski resorts, will see some snow. I'll pull that snow map up in just a little bit. So let's track this out beginning at around 8 o'clock tonight. Towards after midnight tonight is when the heavy rain will really begin to move on in, and temperatures really are only falling down into the 50s. Actually, overnight lows will be in the 50s for the coast. On the interior, 40 degrees. Now let's track out the next couple of hours beyond that to the morning commute. The morning commute tomorrow definitely could be tough. It'll be very slick and wet and windy. So definitely be mindful if you're traveling really early. Let's look at 7 a.m. Meteorologist Christian Bridges will be in. They'll be tracking. One of our reporters will be out tracking some flooding and some power outages, what areas could see, or if there's any downed trees and stuff like that. So look at 7 a.m. Very heavy rainfall out on the coast. We're in the upper 30s, low 40s, and that'll be the trend throughout the morning. The rain will really begin to taper off to mid-coast and down east Maine. Some heavier showers over in Bangor. We'll still have some heavy rain throughout the morning. But check out the snow. We have that rain snow line beginning to inch its way down for heading on out as that the low pressure and the cold front begins to move on through. So at 4 o'clock, it'll pretty much clear out towards the evening hours for Monday. So we'll be in the 30s. The clouds will be sticking around, but really head out as we head into Tuesday. So just look at a couple of the rainfall amounts, what we're looking for, mostly between 2 to 4 inches of rain. So this is a very heavy rain that could lead to some flash flood. There's a moderate risk for flash flooding from the Weather Prediction Center. So this is really the largest threat for tomorrow morning and into the early afternoon is the flooding. Just specifically for southern Maine, even mid-coast Maine could see a lot. We're looking at 3 inches, 3.55 inches in Sanford, Portland, 4.55 in Wiscasset, just a little over 4 inches over in Bangor as well. So rain will be very much of an issue. Like I said, that flash flood risk moving on forward. So this is a look at the wind gusts, or forecasted wind gusts. More so down east, Maine will see some gusts up to 40, 55 miles per hour. They are currently under a high wind warning. More so mid-coast, a little dialed back in down the southern coastal Maine, 30 to 45 mile per hour gust. On the interior, as you head more inland in central New Hampshire, 20 to 30 miles per hour. And in that yellow, we're looking up to 30 mile per hour gusts. So moving on forward, let's take a look at our snow map. So it's mostly primarily a rain and windstorm for coastal Maine, but some areas like you see right here can get a lot of snow. Up near the Canadian border, we're looking 8 to 12 inches of snow, so up to a foot just north of Rangeley. Rangeley is looking in Berlin 4 to 8 inches. Now along Route 2 near kind of more so north of Jay, we're looking at Rumford, Bethel, Newry could see a coating the 2 inches. So some ski resorts, especially up in Carrabassett Valley, could see some snowfall for tomorrow. So let me go on through. After that, though, I'll pull up the 7-day forecast really quickly here on the graphic so you can move on forward. After Monday, we just really have to get through tomorrow, and it's looking pretty good from there. We do have some partly cloudy conditions throughout the week. Temperatures will hang out in the 30s. A little bit cooler on Thursday. Thursday, I think, will be the coolest day of the week before we head back up into the 40s for the coast. On the interior, there is a chance of a snow shower on Wednesday, but other than that, we're looking pretty good. The sun will be out. Temperatures will be in the 40s by next weekend. And once again, Thursday will be the coldest day of the week. So let me pull up the radar right now, and I'm looking at a couple of your comments. Cindy, yes. So Rumford area, more so around Route 2. Moving on forward, you could see some probably coating the 2 inches of snow. Rain will be a primary issue for this system. Let me show you our storm threats right now. And flooding, biggest issue for tomorrow. The storm is evolving by as we head on through the evening. This is definitely a different type of storm from last night. Last night we're having a heavy wind gusts from the south, wind consistently from the south. So we're really worried about some wind gusts. I know that power outages will be likely for mid-coast and down east Maine. But as we move on forward, we're mostly looking at some rain for southern Maine. So I'm looking at your comments right now. Johnny, I'm pretty sure you will not need your gloves for tomorrow morning. I would definitely bring a raincoat, though. When are the winds supposed to come up? So I see Kara right here. Hi, Emily. When are the winds supposed to come up in Jay? I'm closer to Wilton. So here's a look at the wind gusts for tomorrow. It'll be pretty windy throughout the day, mostly beginning southern Maine for timing purposes. Early morning through around mid to late morning is when we could see that higher gusts up to 45 miles per hour. But for mid-coast and down east Maine, we're looking early morning, so around 4 or 5 a.m. through early afternoon, so around the 1, 2, 3 o'clock hours when things will really dial back as that low pressure will begin to move on out. I'm looking at a couple of your comments right now. Joy, happy Sunday. Hope you all had a great weekend. And then, hi, Nicole. Yeah, so let me pull up the storm threats one more time for what we're really focusing on. Flooding, very high. More so, we have some risks for some moderate flash flooding and localized flooding. Also, one thing I did want to add, I'll pull up the wave heights. We're looking at some larger waves, especially out on the coast. Let me go on back here to Monday. So let me move this graphic. So this is around 2 o'clock on Monday. We're looking at waves between 14 and 19 feet on the coast. So there is a chance for some coastal flooding, especially if you're down by the water. And throughout the day, as we head towards the evening and afternoon, those waves will become higher in down East Maine to 19 feet at the eastern Maine shelf, between 10 to 12 feet in southern Maine. So let's walk you through one more time of what we're really looking at timing wise. So this is 8 o'clock tonight, 8:30, very wet out there if you're traveling. Becomes heavier after midnight tonight, and that's when that rain snow line and that snow begins to inch down from the Canadian border. I know that there is a winter storm warning for northern Vermont. So throughout the night into tomorrow morning, if you're planning on heading out the roads, definitely be careful. We got some slick road conditions as it's been raining all night. There could be some localized flooding as well. This is a look at 7 a.m. for your morning commute. Temperatures will be in the upper 30s, low 40s over in Rockland. And the areas where temperatures will fall below freezing is where you'll see a little bit of that snow. So this rain snow line will be inching its way towards the Skowhegan, Waterville area. Towards 10 o'clock, we'll be in the low 30s up in Rangeley and Berlin, 31 and 32. Still heavy rain over near Bangor, and as the morning and early afternoon approaches, that system will be heading on out towards Nova Scotia. So let's look at 5 o'clock tomorrow. At least mostly dry after that. The roads will definitely be a little bit on the slicker side as it's been raining all day, especially down in southern and coastal Maine. Careful heading into Monday night when temperatures do fall below freezing, as it's been raining all day, right? So the roads will be pretty slick and may be a little bit icy as well. Could see a couple of showers, snow showers in the western Maine mountains towards the afternoon, as it was snowing all morning. I'm going to pull up that snow map one more time, and then I think I'm going to wrap this up. So we're looking up near the Canadian border, 8 to 12 inches of snow, up to a foot. Rangeley and Berlin looking at 4 to 8 inches, 2 to 4, more so near the Carrabassett Valley area, and then along Route 2, really over near Bethel and Newry, more so on the western part of Route 2. We can see about coating the 2 inches, which also includes Freiburg. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to pull up the 7-day forecast to end on this. After Monday, it's going to look pretty good for the rest of the week. Temperatures will flourish in the 30s, a little bit cooler on Thursday, heading back up into the 40s by next week, and with plenty of sun. A couple of snow showers passing through on Wednesday on the interior, especially up in the mountains. You'll see some snow showers. Other than that, Thursdays are a cold day and just got to get past tomorrow for a pretty good looking week. So I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. And a good first half of your week. Definitely be mindful. We're looking for pictures tomorrow of some flooding, some snow if you're up in the mountain regions up near the Canadian border and whatnot, and some storm reports as our morning reporter will be following all of those for tomorrow. So thank you guys for watching, and hope you all have a great rest of your day.
This has been live